Congratulations, Coach. National champions. If you could, give us our opening statement, then we'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, it's hard to pick the right words. This is something that you dream about. I remember back as a player losing in the semifinals, and we were distraught and thinking that it may never happen. And then Devin joins the coaching staff, and we had so many good players and good teams, and for it to actually happen like this with this group of guys, what they did today, I have no words to express just that how proud I am of all 10 guys, our staff. It's been a tough year. There was a lot that happened, and we just kept talking about it's only going to make us stronger at the end. If we can all get everybody back, it's only going to make us better and stronger. And I can talk about each individual guy and each individual role. This is for our alumni, for our fans, administration, our staff. Want to share this with everybody. Just so proud.
Coach, before we get out, great stuff. Let me ask, because I have to ask. The overrule 5-2 Spiz and Jack. Obviously, we could all hear the argument that it was the third, and I wasn't counting, so I don't know. But what I'm just curious do we know that it was, or what was the explanation for no penalty?
You know better than I do.
I mean, it was the third overall, which means I should have won the match there and then. But the ref only recorded 2 of them, so then we were in this sort of debate. The ref was like, "I only have 2 here," but everyone knew that was the third overall. But because he only put down 2, it didn't really matter, and then just had to keep playing.
And I'm gonna say, I get criticized for always being on the refs, and I got in trouble earlier when I asked the ref, "How many overrules is that?" And all I'm doing is that we're on the same page. I just wanted to record it, and the only reason I didn't ask is because, oh, you're always talking to the refs. I just want to make sure that they're on their game. They're human and they make mistakes, and they made a humongous mistake today. And had we asked, "Hey, is that 2?" when the second one happened, then we wouldn't be talking about it right now. So
it is kind of hard, though, isn't it, Jack, to refocus after that, or how did you put that out of your mind? I mean, that's a huge thing to happen at that stage in the match.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't really remember much of the third set. Like, I can't really explain my emotions. All I know is that I've never seen Devin Bowen so animated ever in that moment. So I found that it sort of almost relaxed me, to be honest, because it showed how much he cared in that moment, and it was quite entertaining to me. And then there was a long pause. I think there was something with the stream maybe, so that sort of helped me. It wasn't immediately, nope, that's only 2, and then play. It was, I had 30, 40 seconds to go to the towel, reset, and just think, play a good point here, and if, worst comes to worst, I'm still serving for the match.
What a point, too. Man, that was a point. Wouldn't finish.
Jack, I want to go back to an early deuce point, and I'm sure you remember it. Deuce point with the lob that must have gone, 60 feet in the air, and it looked like it should have been going way out, and then the wind takes it, 30 feet to the right, and the ball lands in, and the point goes on forever. I mean, just talk us through that one there.
Yeah, I mean, Elliot played a really good first set. He just sort of manhandled me, and I knew going into the start of the second, I had to hold and I had to bring some energy, stay on the court as long as I could, try and help my team in any way I could, and that was a lucky break. Because I remember when I hit that ball, I almost said something, and then, because I thought it was like this, going over the stands, it's gone, and then the wind blew it back in, and I saw him lining up for an overhead, and I was like, oh, well, that's lucky, and then just scrambled, and Devin told me, you're just going to have to try and out-compete him somehow. Like, he's playing better than you right now. You just have to try and keep tight and stay with him. And that point really sort of helped me settle into the match. It was a bit of luck as well, which is always nice.
Jack, talk more about that. After the first set, what did you do coming into the second set to be able to shake that off and move forward?
I tried to get a bit more pumped up. I tried to be a bit more vocal. There wasn't much for me to talk about in the first set. He just sort of just waxed me, so I couldn't really get pumped. I couldn't feel like get into the match. So I wanted to definitely just make sure my teammates could hear me, get the crowd involved as much as possible. And I think I did a good job of that. And I think it definitely helps the momentum swings and sort of understanding that, he's going to have to earn this match and there's a lot of tennis left to be played. And I asked the question and I think I delivered when I had to in big moments in the second set.
Unlike yesterday, when you really had no idea who was going to win your match with Ohio State, it was pretty clear at some point this was going to come down to court 5, right?
I mean, maybe when Jake lost, Jake's been so amazing all season. I think Jake and Jack have put on a point on every single match leading up to this match. And we wouldn't be here, obviously, without Jake and what Micah did. I never seen Jake so sort of out of sorts there towards the end. So when Jake lost, yes, I was not only hoping that it would come to Seb, but that's what it looked like. What's so interesting is we won the indoors 2 years in a row, and then we lost in the finals, and everybody, right, you're looking to say something that you're looking for something positive. And they kept saying, look, you already got 2 indoors. You don't need this one. Get the outdoor one. Get the NCAA one. And I'm like, yeah, so easy, great. And here we are. It's just incredible how that all happens.
So what were you telling Seb at the end there? I mean, how do you keep somebody who's he told me he's never been in that situation before. He's never been 3-all clinch. So how do you how do you keep him calm and? Yeah,
I'm going to say something that I heard from Coach Andres Pedroso. I contacted every coach I know that's won a national championship, and he basically said, stay out of the way, trust your players. Players win championships, not coaches. So let's make that really clear. What Seb did, what Louis, what these guys have done, it is all on them. Our job at that moment is to keep him as focused as possibly can. All the cliches that you hear about, controlling your breathing, and just make sure he's ready to hit the next serve. He's got a huge serve, and if he can locate the game he got broken is because he didn't hit any first serves in. So you're just hoping that you can help him, just pick a spot, take a deep breath, and hit the spots. And that's exactly what he did in that last game, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
I've got one. Luke here from TCU 360. Jack, some would say you had massive cojones to get through that third set. What was really the difference maker in you being able to pull through, beat Elias Mazzeri, and therefore help your team clinch the match today?
Cheers, Luke. I think it's just everyone that came today, just knowing that everyone was there with me, everyone was fighting just as much and wanted it just as bad as I did. And I played my best set of tennis of the year in the right moment. And, I'm just happy that today I was able to perform and help everyone out. And, yeah, it's a special feeling. I mean, I didn't think we'd be sitting here when Jake lost, to be honest. But I played the best tennis I could. And as Coach said, I focused on my breathing. I felt I was in a really good headspace. I wasn't rattled, and I played some good points when I needed to in pressure moments, and that's what it came down to.
The crowd was involved, and you had to go and talk to them a couple of times. Could you?
Yeah, I know who it is. I know who it is. I know who it was. I mean, he said "hook 'em horns." I don't know. Hook 'em horns seems to be their slogan. I worked at UT, and hook 'em horns is like go frogs. So, but everybody's nervous. The refs are nervous. Anthony Motel. There was a lot going on right in that spot. You had the overruled situation happening. Then he wins, and then Ryan Lipman gets a coach violation. Like, I guarantee you, that's the first time Ryan Lipman has ever gotten a code violation in his life, ever, and will ever. Me, not so much, but we both got one, and all we were doing was talking. We were just talking to each other, but emotion. So I don't think it was terrible. When the line judge was there, I never heard anything, so I don't know. But I heard they say hooked 'em horns, and they felt that it was referring to making a bad call. I don't think it's that bad, but anyways.
I got one more. So, Coach, one question. I haven't, in a lot of the, say, the tight 4-3 matches you've had this year, I'm looking around at the end, and, you know, I love Coach Bowen, and I see everybody's lined up next to Seb on 3, and Pedro and Devin are over on 1, and I feel like it's like Devin's just so, I mean, had both of you, right, trying to get your first title, and it's great. Is that, I mean, is that a rarity to see him just separated from the action that way? And you guys had to be nervous as heck watching.
Well,
Seb.
it takes, you know, it's when you're there in the right there involved, it's suffering. So I don't blame him for being out there. And many times, it's me who's just hiding back there somewhere where you you know, at that point, just like we talked about trusting these guys, and they're the ones that win it. I mean, at the end of the day, what Louis did today and all the guys that won today, they just get in that zone and they compete. And somehow, like he said, he doesn't even remember what he did. What he did today was incredible to come back a set and break to Spizzirri in the finals of NCAAs. It's usually Spizzirri who's doing that to somebody else. So just incredible. Yeah, I did notice Coach Bowen. I'm saying, oh, nice, you're over there. He just gave me a thumbs up, like, you got this. I'm like, great. I'm like, Seb, come on. It's just, you know, it's sports. It's so exciting. You can't make it up. You can't buy it. You can't fake it. You got to go out there and suffer and earn it. And I guess this time it was Steven Foreman who did an amazing job with Seb the whole match. And I just jumped in there in the end. I would spend a lot of time with Seb last year on the court. So kind of understand him a little bit. He's not the most vocal guy, but I knew some things that worked with him last year. And once he gets in that zone, he's a killer. And again, you just want him to do his thing. And Sebastian Gorsnitz has won. They've won so many matches. JPJ, they've won so many matches in their whole life. And Louis, and today was no different.
Coach, I got one last one from Barstool TCU here. What does this mean to the TCU community? Obviously, tennis is it's like a non-revenue generating sport, as some say, and we have a lot of other big sports at TCU. What does this mean to TCU?
I mean, it's yeah, it's undescribable. We had an amazing athletic year the year before with baseball Final Four, football in the finals. We made the Final Four. Beach volleyball made the Final Four, Elite Eight. All these top sports, but to actually win it, it's so hard. Everything has to align. I mean, you know, if Rodesh, who knows, right? If Rodesh can play, who knows if we're here? Who knows? It just takes a lot. We've been on that other end where we just weren't quite there. So for the community, we know we're small, so we got to stick together. We got to support each other. And I just want to share this with the guys and our whole TCU community, our staff, our alums. A lot of them are here today. Yeah, we're small and mighty. I don't know. Maybe I know somebody out there who kind of can relate to that. But it's the truth. We got to stick together. So a national championship next to Rifle, unbelievable. And we're so proud to be the ones, you know, that got it done. So, yeah, I'm expecting a big party back in Fort Worth at some point.
How are you expecting to celebrate this victory? For your players, what do you think they're...
I heard some rumors about tattoos.
It's not a rumor.
It's not a rumor?
It wasn't no rumor.
And then new haircuts somehow for the coaches. We told the guy, Devin and I were like, we'll do whatever. And now I guess it's gonna happen. So we'll see what that. Every time I think of tattoo, I think of the plane. Brings back some really bad memories in junior high. But anyways.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go Frogs.